And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day here of the Fusion Esports League, the FEL Cracov 2025 Qualifier number 1. This is the global qualifier for the big offline event happening in Krakow. I'm of course host Live VIP with you. I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome one and all as we jump into our first series of the broadcast. And this morning, in the bottom left-hand corner of Leylands, we have the Brazilian Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is Kelazhur. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player. We have the Polish Zerg. It is Trifax. Ooh, bienvenidos one and all. Again, we are here back-to-back when it comes to our coverage of the Fusion Esports League. Yesterday, we were live when it came to the Polish qualifier, but this is the global qualifier. And again, this is a qualifier for the big offline events happening over in Krakow, or Krakow, depending on where you are in the world. But again, it is the qualifier. Now, there is a bit of a give and take here, as of course, this qualifier does not actually pay out flights, but it does allow you to, of course, compete in the event. And Kelazhur, for those who did not know, is actually in Europe. He's in Europa. He is in the Netherlands. He is not in Brazil. He only goes back to Brazil for some vacations every now and then to visit his family, but for the most part, he does reside in Europa. Let's go. So great to see him here. Great to see him once again. He was, of course, competing at Home Story Cup in Home Story Cup 27 a couple of weeks ago. But now we're here featuring him against Trifax. Trifax, of course, he did just qualify for the Polish event, for the Polish Championship. That was, of course, last night. But now this is the qualifier for the Krakow offline event. Or Krakow offline event. And so now, we are going to be opening up Hatch Gas Pool, standard opener out of Trifax. Likewise, Ranks expand out of Kelazhur, out of Diego. Nothing crazy, nothing wild. Before I forget, of course, predictions by now they would have closed, but get your gamba going while you can, as I believe predictions will be closing by the time you hear this message. Gamba time. Of course, there is a delay on stream. Bear that in mind as well. There's a delay. Reaper does move out. And will delay the third. Nice pick up here by Kelazhur. Will delay, will contain his opponent. Trifax force to expand elsewhere. Sends out another drone. And we'll get his third. His third base is going to get up and running. There's a cancellation on the gas geyser. And the drone is going to go down. So nice pick up here from Kelazhur. He delays the third base. He kills the worker as well. He does force some inefficiencies out of Trifax. Doesn't quite get the tumor, thankfully. Tumor does survive. But Kelazhur is going to be zoned away. He's going to be zoned away here. Likewise, back at home, 3cc, third cc before starport. Economic opener here out of Diego. Does go for an economic start. From here, Kelazhur just poking in, pulling away. Just nibbling away here at the bases of Trifax. And that is going to be a tech lab first. So this looks like the beginning here of an add-on swap to go into Banshee play. We'll see if he keeps the keeps the starport on its own. But nah, there it is. There's the swap, and there are the Banshees. So Heli and Banshee here out of Kelazhur. A standard opener is what I will say. It does give you map control, does light harass. Ooh, the Reaper barely gets away, takes down the active tumor. Nicely done here from Kelazhur. See in the chat, Team Kela, vai Brasil. Fala galera, baby, fala galera. Much love to both players, of course, to both. But there we go, Cloak is on the way, so we are doubling down, we are investing into Cloak. We're still being active with the Hellions, and it's going to be on Trifax to minimize losses, to keep up with the Hellion harass, and to keep up with the Banshees as well. So this is going to be the next big test here for Trifax in this game. Traffic settling in. Kelazhur, he is one to embrace mech, bear that in mind, but there we go. We have a Rax on the way, is going into bio, thankfully, not mech. Link scout into the main base, we'll get eyes on the setup, does confirm everything. Very nice scout by Trifax. He does confirm the extra Raxes, he does confirm the researching cloak as well. So he knows. Behind this, lair is on the way, and we should be soon seeing those spore crawlers. Nice catch on the Hellion. Nice catch initially. Cloak is almost done. We should be seeing spores soon. The lack of spores is concerning. Are we waiting? No, sure, we're waiting for the lair. I remember checking his vision. He saw the research. He saw the tech level of the starport. Now the spores are on the way. But is it too late? Banshee's making its way in. It looks like it did slip the mind of Trifax. Drone's going to be going down. He gets one. No spore in the main base, but Cloak just now finishing. Just now does finish up. Second Banshee moving on the right-hand side. Or may meet up with the first. So far, Trifax is holding. Still no spore in the main, but the lair is about to finish, and we should soon have an Overseer. Ideally. Ooh. As Hellions, they collapse on top of the Queen. Queen goes down. Uh-oh. Gets one, gets a second. Yeah, second Queen as well. Banshees, ooh, they are deflected. Second Queen falls. And Banshees, they rotate over. They help defend. Overseer has arrived. Ooh. Banshee does make it out and takes out another Queen. That's going to be 3 Queen kills. Better trades here for Kelazhur. Let's pull away. Pulls away. Armory's on the way. That should be for 2-2. Is lined up. Now Kelazhur is claiming his third. Is saturating. Building up his bio army. Getting into 1-1. Getting into stim. So far, it has been a stronger start for Kelazhur. He's been freely expanding. There's been no harassment, no run-bys. And again, he was able to catch all those queens. And now we're getting ready for the 7-minute push. Basically, we're getting ready for the 1-1 timing. It should be with around 3 tanks. Quickly checking here, there's one. Okay, there's soon to be 2 tanks with the main army. 2 tanks, there we go. Third tank is on the way. The Mass Marine, 1-1 upgrades. And the goal should be to knock down the 4th. Now, thankfully for Trifax, he's double expanding. He's getting a 4th base and a 5th at the same time. One of them should be knocked down, but ideally one of them survives. And Trifax, he can maintain himself. As he's spreading creep. He's joining up to 70. He can drone up a little bit more here, but he will soon have to focus on Ling Bane as he's working towards his own 1-1 upgrades. Bathing speed is complete, and here comes Kelazhur. He's headed towards the 5th, and he should knock it down. But again, thankfully, this is not the 4th. The 4th base is already getting up and running. So it won't be the biggest loss here for Trifax. As, oh, the base does complete. Ling Bane does rotate. There is some creep to work with, but the base is getting very low. And instead, Trifax goes for the counterattack. The base does go down, as we mentioned. Like, there's no saving this expansion. There's just not enough creep. Lings, they run into reinforcements. Better trade for Kelazhur. Yeah, much better. Trifax was hoping that there was not enough at home. Was hoping that everything was across the map. Was hoping, and Kelazhur, he's pushing. Okay. He's not going to stop. Denying more creep. Trifax, meanwhile, morphing in more Banelings, trying to lure the army deeper onto creep. Just trying to be patient. Patient play here by Trifax, taking a 5th base. But the base is under fire. Drone's going to be going down, loses 1. 1 drone goes down. Likewise, collapsing in the army, and he should have enough. Oh, does leave the Banelings behind. It's going to be close. Does barely get one of the tanks. And it will hold. Yeah, he will hold on. At the same time, here comes the next wave, the next rotation for Kelazhur. He's done with the first wave, and now coming in with the second. And he's going straight for the 4th. He is deep on creep. Oh my god. It's a little Ling Bane. Only 1 tank. And Trifax, he should hold. Yeah, he's going to shut this down. Cleans up all the Marines, cleans up the tank as well. Again, just too ambitious there for Kelazhur, diving so far on creep here. He was so exposed. So Kelazhur got too excited, got too ambitious, and Trifax now in a much better position. Now he takes the fight, he maintains his 4th base, gets his 5th base up and running. Now he can drone up to 80, and now he can max out on Ling Bane Hydra. And Kelazhur is in a rough position at this point.
Your forces are under attack.
He is in a rough position. Kelazhur is stuck at home, and now it's time to turtle. It's time to turtle on up. He's working towards drilling claws. Yep, throwing down sensor towers, soon to be bunkers as well. Planetaries. Kelazhur, he has lost map control. I say that once again, though, he's looking to break out. As he pushes on the right, we do have a run by getting ready towards the top side. Now, once again, ideally, Trifax wants to be patient. He doesn't want to engage up a ramp. He wants to wait for the army to come to him. The run by does get on top of some of the tanks. Bailings, they roll in. And does he get the second tank? He barely does. Whew. Barely takes down the tank. That's going to be 2 tanks going down. Boys are pulled in time to repair. Just barely. Saves the depots. Does save the depots. Kelazhur rotates over. Again towards the 5th base. You can see Trifax getting ready for another run by, but Kelazhur, he's ready for it. At least somewhat. And there's not enough aliens back at home. Kelazhur is moving in. He even scans, he's making sure he's not going to get surrounded. And there is no surround, there's a counterattack instead. Which means Kelazhur, he will get the expansion. He's going for the 5th. Lane Bane doesn't quite connect. Oh. Takes down the hatchery, takes down some of the hydras. Managed to crash in. Trifax's creep spread has been decent. He's halfway across the map, that is true, but he doesn't have too many active tumors left. As he tries to surround, decent Bailey connections. More Bailings rolling in. Let's do roll in. Clearing up all the tumors. Let's clear up. As Kelazhur, he's maxing out. We saw that Trifax, I was praising him for being able to gain map control and to max out, but this tech is delayed. It's a later Lurker Den. I mean, the Hive is already done. Lurker Den should be done in time with it. So late Lurkers out of Trifax. That is dangerous. You see Kelazhur moving in, once again, getting another expansion. Took down bottom right and top side as well. So 2 bases are going to be going down. You see Trifax trying to engage. He just doesn't really have many Banelings though. And without Banelings, the Marines, they can just stim and win. They can just stand and fight. They will take the fight. They will take down the expansion. At the same time, Trifax going for his own counterattack. Banelings, oh, they do crash into the mineral line. 16 SCVs. And the planetary. It was an expensive trade though. And yes, even though he does kill a base, he'll lose everything here. And Kelazhur is not stopping. He's not stopping. He's not slowing down. Trifax, he plummets in supply, and he never got to Lurker tech. And without Lurkers, he cannot stop this. He cannot stop this army. Or at least without a good surround. And Kelazhur, he'll just snowball out of control. He will push through. Again, there's no Viper tech, no Lurkers, no Ultras, just Ling Bane Hydra. Kelazhur is just able to outscale. GG gets called, and Diego, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. We did have a back and forth here. Trifax, he had some good moments. He had some good moments here in this game when it came to some of the engagements, especially early on, when it came to him double expanding, holding on to his 4th base, if you recall. Took a really good fight on creep, but again, the creep was a little bit shaky, as we were trying to point out. Like, there weren't too many active tumors. It was a little bit messy when it came to the creep spread. On top of that, some of the run-bys just were not worth it. He was throwing away so much Ling Bane for a tank or 2, for a couple of Marines, for a couple of SCVs. We saw eventually go to planetary, but it just wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it compared to what he was losing back at home. And he lost a little bit too much momentum with that. GG well played. Also, his tech was a little bit shaky. We spoke about how, again, even though he had a Hive, even though he had 3-3 on the way, he only just started his Lurker Den. Ideally, you do want the Lurker Den finishing as the Hive finishes, so bam, you can go straight into Lurker upgrades if you want to try to slow the game down, if you want to try to make a stand against those aggressive pushes from Kelazhur. Without that kind of tech, it's difficult to hold on. It's difficult, and with that, we do have Kelazhur taking a lead in the series, and we'll see if he can claim it here and now. Let's go. Let us go. Game 2 is going to be on Tokamak. Now, I will say that on Tokamak, I do favor Trifax. I do feel like he will have a better defensive position. He's going to have a higher chance of maintaining and actually keeping his bases up and running. But we'll see. We'll see how our players will approach this. I mentioned earlier that Kelazhur, he's known to play mech, but he didn't play mech in Game 1. But this map is a much better map for mech. Oh boy. So, a little bit concerned. A little bit. We'll see if he does embrace the mech. Meanwhile, exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. We'll be going over the bracket after this series. There's a lot to get into, a lot to go over. There's just a lot of matches. A lot of series all occurring. We will get there. Here we go. So we're getting into our next game. Okay, again, we're going to be letting into Tokamak. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the Brazilian Terran player. We have the blue Terran leading the series 1-0. It is Kelazhur. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Polish Zerg player. We have the red Zerg. Down in the series, we'll see who bounce back. It is Trifax. Here we go. And again, there was just so much pressure applied to Trifax in that last game. So much pressure. And eventually it was broken. At certain points, he felt like he could not engage with the main army. Went for run-bys instead, went for counterattacks. Ooh, as hopefully everything's okay. We did have some latency issues in yesterday's qualifier. And Trifax, his connection was a little bit shaky at times. But hopefully he stays with us. Trifax back. Aye. If he does time out, then we're more than happy to. Oh. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're back. We are back. Since Bappy, yes, Bappy's also competing today. Yes. I was very tempted to dive into a Bappy series. Very tempted. Este Papi. For now, it looks like Hatchcast Pool, standard opener here out of Trifax. Likewise, Kelazhur going for his own Rax Expand. So far, so good. As we see, Kelazhur going for his own standard economic opener as well. Again, everything's looking as it should. Welcome to Tokamak, of course. Tokamak is one of the larger maps in the map pool, longer rush distance my ground, and much more defendable 3rd and 4th base locations as well. The reason why I say this is because, unlike on other maps, I mean, you should be aware, we do bring it up whenever we can, this area here in between the bases is typically open on the other maps. Here it's closed off. It's closed off by these rocks. Also, because of that, there's only 2 angles of attack, so because of that, it is easier as the defending player to leave an army in position to keep up with the rotations and to defend your 3rd and 4th expansions. The 5th base is a little bit more isolated. It's a little bit more out in the open and more accessible, but only a little bit more. And again, we often do see a lot of later games here on Tokamak just because of how secure you can be on 4 bases. Goes both ways. Does go both ways as the Reaver does get 1 drone kill. Aye. Yeah, that should not have happened. Gets 1 drone already, shouldn't get another. And we'll back off. Behind this, Marine does zone away the Overlord, making it that much more difficult to scout. I mentioned earlier that Kelazhur, he has been known to play mech, and this would be a better map for mech as well. So if we see mech, I can see it working here. We'll keep an eye out for another factory. For now, Reactor into Adolsop into Hellion. No major sign yet. This should be the starport. Yeah, there it is. Starport's on the way. So far, a 1-1-1. But the Rax, yep, does float. Okay. Now, this doesn't 100% confirmed that it's going to be mech. But what this does mean though is that this time there's no tech lab on the racks and there's no add-on swap into faster Banshee play. As the racks is in the air, cannot make an add-on. As the racks is floating back. The racks does float all the way back home. Trifax back at home is also just droning, pulls out of gas. Rax will soon land, starboard is already complete, and we're opening a fusion core. Now again, typically if you go for a BC opener, like we're going for here, you don't want to go for an add-on swap because there's no need to, just because, again, you have to wait for the fusion core to finish, but we can even make a BC. So Viking first, this will deny vision, this will deny scouting, into a tech lab, into battle cruiser. Meanwhile, BC openers, they are very, very often accompanied by mech. So we're expecting a second factory. Oh boy. As Kelazhur is being active. Pokes in, gets a drone, gets one, gets two, gets three. 3 drones going down. Kelazhur does rotate. Behind this, tech lab is done. We should be seeing an add-on swap. Where is the BC? Kelazhur, he has the money for it. He has the money, but there we go. So a delayed swap here from Kelazhur. A little bit inefficient as he was banking up a lot of resources. There we go. The first battle cruiser's on the way. Taking extra gases. Viking hunting down more overlords. Again, denying vision, denying scouting. Now, I don't know how familiar Trifax is with Kelazhur. I'm sure they played on the ladder before. And again, if we can call Kelazhur playing mech at the start of the game, I'm sure Trifax has that in the back of his mind as well. At least I would hope so. Again, like, it depends on how active they are on the ladder with each other. As there it is, extra factories. It is going to be mech out of Diego. Again, we casted a lot of Diego's mech during the EWC Americas qualifiers, when he played against El Chamaco, and he played against Scarlet as well. So he already experienced a lot of his mech. Meanwhile, getting one, getting 2 queens. Sorry, one. One queen goes down, takes down the active tumor as well. Very nice pickup. As Kelazhur's going to be forced back. But again, shaving off a lot of units. Here comes the teleport here, straight into the main. Spores out of position. And so the queens. Yeah, queens out of position as well. Drones are going down. Getting 3, 4, 5 drone kills. Ay, ay, ay. Getting 6, 7. 7 drones going down. DC rolls away. Forces around the spire. Roach Warden as well. Now that Trifax now he knows. It's like, I see. Getting into mech. No spore here. Oh, there's no spore in location. 9 more drone kills. Getting up to 10. 10 drone kills. And the BC should never die. The BC, there's no threat to it. There's no threat here. Queens are waddling back and forth. BC does take a lot of damage, but should be able to float away. Getting an 11th drone. Does float. Takes down an overlord. Blue Flame, Macro Accelerators, Bracing Battle Mech, of course. And we'll teleport away. Growth of production has begun. Meanwhile, Battle Mech is well underway here for Kelazhur. And moving out, clearing up a bunch of creep. Trifax trying to open up on his side of the map, at least. Trying to open it up. Since I'm sure Pappy's got this one in the bag. Oh, we'll get to him. I'm sure we'll get to him at some point in the broadcast. He's on the other side of the bracket. Nah, we'll get there. We'll get there. But now this is the second BC. Does have the teleport available. No Yamato. Only one Cyclone though. Yeah, just the one. Lock-ons are broken. Kelazhur just bringing forward his army. Jesus. He's got a lot to work with. He's up to 8 Cyclones, 24 Blue Flame Hellions as well. Aye. And he does force his way forward. Corruptors, they go for the dive. And they're going for the BCs, and they should force one teleport. And what about the other? Should force it as well. Try to teleport away. Cyclones, they punish. They pick off a couple of Corruptors. Corruptors are going down. And there's just not much of a Roach army left. Not anymore. There's just a handful of Roaches. Yeah, lock-ons are brutal. Oh god. They shot down the Roaches so hard. More reinforcements have arrived as well, and Kelazhur, he's done it. Kelazhur, at this point, he's breaking the defensive line. There's not many Roaches left over. Again, the soup does lie here. Remember, Roaches, they inflate supply, so the army's actually worse than it looks. As Roaches are trying to catch reinforcements, okay. They get a Cyclone. They get a Cyclone. Mineral Line is getting roasted. And the Roaches are trying to look down the army. A lot of Cyclones are going down. Trifax, he holds. Whew, okay, so nice movement. He does hold on. I spoke too soon. Never mind. Oh yeah, he has enough Roaches. He has enough Roach reinforcements. He's holding on. He's shutting this down. Do we have a teleport? We do. Teleport is available. This BC should teleport as well. And behind this, Kelazhur, he has better economy. He's on 75 workers. He's on 4 bases. He's still building up a more efficient army. Meanwhile, Trifax, he lost a lot of workers in the defense. He lost a lot of drones here. He lost 33 drones in total. Aye, that is brutal economic damage. And Trifax sees treading water at this point. At this point, he has to do some kind of counter damage. Either getting into the third base, getting into the natural, getting into the main, getting some economic damage in some way, shape, or form, or able to catch the main army with a nice fungal. Whether it's with a fungal or whether you surround with Zerglings, if you look down the army, there are ways for Trifax to take a better bite, even with a smaller army, but he has to do something here. Something has to go his way. Otherwise, Kelazhur will just run away with this. And he's running back. He's running. Ah. Kelazhur rotates. Ooh, he does almost find a mineral line. Thankfully, Trifax does respond in time. Ooh, the entire army's moving out, so that means there's not much of to defend. Here comes that railing run by. My set. Oh god, the lock-ons are brutal. And that's the first line of Roaches falling. Bailings, they cannot connect. And again, the army that Trifax is working with isn't bad against mech, but he needs to overwhelm the army. He needs to surround, come in from behind, lock it down, or catch the army with fungal growths, and that's just not happening. Yeah, there's no Corruptors left. The base is going to fall. He's going to take down the mineral line. There's no escaping. Oh no! There is no escaping. It's going to be another 18 drones going down. Miles, they do graze the army, but alas, Trifax now he plummets in supply. We spoke earlier that he was treading water. He had to do something to recover, but GG gets called. Kelazhur, he was just so assertive, so aggressive, and Diego will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the next round. GG. GG, well played. He will claim the series. Again, a strong showing here from Kelazhur. I will say that game 1 was more close, was more back and forth, but here in game 2, Kelazhur, he was very much in control of the game. He was in control of the game. He was able to just leverage that momentum that he had. He was able to get on top of his opponents. Remember, it was an unscouted BC opener, so the BC is able to get a lot of damage done early on. He was able to gain map control and just tear Trifax apart. GG. GG, well played. With that, that leads us here into the rest of the bracket. Exclamation mark, be in the chat to have a look at the bracket yourselves. The bracket is live, the bracket is stacked, and there is a lot to get into.